What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what shorts are doing, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is up 3.3%, 1932 the low, 2017 the high, and fairly low volume. So 10 million shares being traded, 65 is the average. So we are seeing a lot of volatility today. Starting off, what is causing the market to really move higher is this: a very productive conversation between the States and China did occur on the 18th. And so even though this is just more of a temporary patch, market is seeing this as more of a precursor to what is going to happen at the end of October between Trump and China. So a lot of optimism. Plus, over the weekend, we didn't really have anything massive to spook the broader market. So the market kind of likes that level of peace. So again, that's one thing that's really moving the broader market higher. But at the same time, we are seeing a little bit of a push lower, which in my opinion is a kick-ass time to potentially buy the dip on. And this dip is occurring because of the AWS outage. So a lot of bears are kind of feeding off of this, saying that this is why kind of big tech, we shouldn't rely on AI and blah, blah, blah. I think this is just more of a one-off. People are blowing it out of proportion that you need to have this sell-off, because it wasn't just SoundHound. A lot of stocks have actually been moving a little bit lower. So I do feel that this dip is going to get bought up within the next hour, or even potentially less. As far as from SoundHound, nothing really coming out today, no SEC filings or anything like that. Even based on my last video that I put out, I think it was on Friday, that's exactly why I said that SoundHound's just been kind of moving alongside the broader AI tech sectors. So even though there really hasn't been anything of crazy substance coming out from them, they're still doing fairly good. Aside from that, though, shorts are increasing 637,000 shares today. 30.6% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 112 million shares overall being shorted. DTC has dropped quite a lot, but still sitting at 1.83 days. So that does factor in SoundHound's average volume in comparison to number of shares being shorted. So that does signal that shorts are overextended. But then again, I think everyone kind of knew that, because having 31% short interest is just mind blowing. But I know a lot of people really want SoundHound to have like a mother of all short squeeze type of scenario, which you never know, could happen. There's a lot of big data coming out this week that could really justify that, plus a lot of big companies unveiling their earnings. So there's a certain level of optimism for that. So some of the big data points that are coming out is on Thursday and also Friday right here. So Friday, we do have CPI and also Michigan consumer sentiment, so big inflationary data points. And then the S&P is going to be putting out composite manufacturing and services. So should be a very fun time. Aside from all of that though, when it comes to the options, I guess because of the outage that is occurring, as you can kind of even see at the bottom, flow page is currently affected by the third-party AWS issue. So we don't really have any options data to really analyze, but we are seeing some good transactions occurring on the secondary market. So you're seeing, especially more once the market did open, a lot more buys, somewhat evenly divided right now between buying and selling. And I think that's because of the whole, again, AWS issue. But I feel like that will get bought up very, very fast. Aside from all of that fun stuff, though, these are all the transactions occurring today on the dark pool above $100,000. So just sorting it based on premium, it looks like the highest one so far today is 609,000. 387 being the second, especially given how active shorts are already within the first about hour and a half of the trading day. It is fair to assume that shorts are making up for the majority of these. But right now though, with it at 1977, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 1966 is going to be a strong support. So just watch for that to hold for the remainder of today, which in my opinion, I do feel like that is going to occur. And then 2133 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So for those of you that did pop over to my Patreon, looked at my SoundHound update, I did say within one day, in fact, so I actually posted it on Thursday saying that I felt that a pullback, 10-11% pullback was going to happen up until about the 1860 point, and conveniently that was exactly the low on Friday. And from there, I did put out a price target for it to kind of move higher. And this is the highest target I've ever given on it. So I do feel that higher highs are coming. So at least in the short term, just watch for 21.33. If you still want to read the kind of my update on that, pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. Even aside from SoundHound though, I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to kind of pop over there and check that out. Aside from that, there hasn't been any other new analyst ratings. So last one came out 4 days ago. That was by H.C. Wainwright, $26 price target. So that officially is currently the highest rating that SoundHound does have. And Scott, on a side note, does have a 34% success rating. So not all that great, unfortunately. But aside from all of that fun stuff, though, quickly popping right over here, things are looking pretty good. So it did bounce off of today that 10-day moving average. So signaling that it still has a lot of good momentum, really starting to push higher. Looking at the market position, you see a lot more willing buyers today versus Friday. And of course, there's a lot more hype in the broader market. There hasn't been all that much in news associated to SoundHound, as I've mentioned, but it has been largely piggybacking off of the broader market's momentum as well as the sector momentum. And so one thing as well to take note of though is the average volume for shorts have been diminishing. So that's kind of welcomed. So you can kind of see that even, for instance, on the 17th, there was only about 11% of the daily volume was attributed to shorts. Whereas when it was back in here, like October the 8th, it was in kind of the 20% range. So yeah, I think big things will be coming for SoundHound. It's just patience and anticipate a lot of volatility. We do have a lot of big companies unveiling their earnings. It's going to come down to their key metrics and what they give for future guidance, and also the data points that are going to be coming out Thursday and Friday. So let me know your thoughts on SoundHound. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, like I mentioned, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals. A lot of bangers. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.